Hey everybody, it's Amanda again from timetravelhypnosis.com and nwaouttheremom.com. I did a little channeling for myself today, and I figured if I'm going through some struggles, I know other people are going through some struggles, so I'm just going to share some of the information that I got, which was a lot, and it was so helpful in understanding what I have been doing, the patterns I have been doing, and not realized. Obviously, I couldn't see it. That's why I asked, for help. But so at the beginning of the year, I usually give myself like a word of the year for the past, few years or something. And this year was simplify because everything seems to be getting very complicated, and I'm trying not to add any complexity to my life because I feel like that adds stress. Anyway, so here it is August, and I feel like every single thing I've done this year to try to simplify things has made everything 100 times more complex. So I finally sat down today and I said, look, what's going on? Because I'm obviously not working it right. I'm not working the system right. So help me out. So this is what they said. And it obviously hurts a little bit because I feel like I should have known these things and seen these things, but we all have patterns and stuff. Anyway, so the first thing they said is that for my decisions that I've been making, the end goal that I want is looked at through a lens of what isn't working. So instead of seeing the end goal as this, looking for an end goal that looks like this beautiful, smooth, simple thing, I'm saying I want the simple thing, but I'm starting with this isn't working and this isn't working and this isn't working. So what they said is I've just created, or I keep creating, just different but parallel not working things. So obviously that doesn't help. Okay, so I get that. And then the second thing they said was that I was making decisions based on the approval of others for my ease in that moment. So I'm making decisions on the fly because it's easy for me to just make a decision a certain way and then call it good. But then when I have to follow through with the thing, I realize that, maybe that wasn't the best decision, or I should have done it a different way. But wait, that's not all. They also said, as if that wasn't enough, that I was making decisions based in fear and lack. And that one kind of hurt because I thought I didn't do that anymore. I thought I was past all that. But yeah, I thought about it, and even though I wasn't consciously doing it, there's sort of that lens there on certain things still. Not everything, but there are still a few things that aren't working that still have that fear and lack lens over them. They also said that, let's see. Okay, so when I'm faced with some choices and I don't like any of them, and I think, none of them are really good choices, and I'm trying to make the best of not good choices, they say I'm not allowing room for more creativity and manifesting of the best possible outcome in every situation. So to me, that's kind of like reminding me, look, you're making this all happen, and you can have it go any way you want, but you're already deciding that it can't be this creative manifested thing. So I have to look at it from a different point of view and not assume that because something, a system or a place or something has been a certain way in the past, that doesn't mean it's going to be that way now. And it doesn't mean that you can't use your, magical powers to make it, manifest, I don't know, what you would call a different timeline or something, or just, create your own reality and sort of, have it work out, even though traditionally in the past, what you've seen it didn't ever work out that way, and maybe you think it doesn't work out that way for anybody. That doesn't mean you can't create it. So that was a good reminder for me, and something that I hadn't thought of. So, okay, so that was, what I'm doing wrong. That seemed like a lot. I did not realize, but I felt so much relief after this. I was like, okay, I get it now. I understand. I see it. So what they said you can do, or I can do, but also probably relates to some of you and some of your situations that you may be frustrated with, or not, able to accomplish what you want. They said, stay in the space of your higher self for decision making. Because like I said, I was making decisions off the fly, and I was kind of doing it to, placate people, or to just make things easier for me in that moment, so, based on the approval of other people, right? So I was making it easier for myself, but it makes it harder for me down the line. So they said, what you need to do when you have a decision, a bigger decision to make, is, sit down and tap into your higher self and be in a space of calm for that decision making, because your higher self can get through and give you some really good advice for that, or some really good feelings, or some really good inspired thought for that. And they also said, they also said to do this, what I call a peace meditation on myself and the others that are involved in the decision. And what they're referring to is this, a friend of mine sent me a video from Gaia TV, and it was called, I'll try to put the title and all this in the description, but it was called A Simple Method for Profound Healing with Bill McKenna. And I think it's from Open Mind Season 8, Episode 22. So I went and got the 99-cent 2-week free trial of Gaia just so I could watch that. And it was so good. And apparently Bill McKenna has written a book called The Only Lesson. I haven't read it yet, but now I want to go get it. But he describes, and this is me paraphrasing because I only watched it once, but he describes this process where you spend a few minutes. I think it was 4 minutes. I don't know why. I want to say it was 4 minutes. I'm not sure why. But you spend 4 minutes, you close your eyes, and if there's somebody that if somebody's sick, or somebody's, have an emotional hard time, or anything like that, you close your eyes. I think he talks about infusing water too, but just for the sake of this, they're talking about close your eyes and imagine both yourself and these other people involved in the decision. What I do, and I can't remember if he said this or not, but I see their light bodies. And then I also see their physical bodies, and I imagine them perfectly healthy, so happy, just blissful. They're going about their day. They're totally tapped into the ease of everything. And you just hold that thought about them and yourself. Well, I think you're supposed to do it one person at a time, but I do groups in my head. So you hold that for 4 minutes. And what I do is I just set a timer on my phone, and then it goes off when the 4 minutes is up. So they are saying, for me, in my case, and this may work for some of you, is to, tap into your higher self and do this little peace, what I call a peace meditation for everybody involved. And then, see if you can make a decision from that space. And that would be the optimal thing. And then I was like, well, let's see. They said every morning, this is for me. Every morning I should do a meditation, a little short peace meditation also, with goals for that day. And I jokingly said, well, there's I got 20 goals a day. How am I that's going to take forever. And they said, pick two areas a day. Doesn't have to be a long meditation, 5 to 15 minutes. It doesn't even you don't even have to call it a meditation. Just sit down, close your eyes, and focus on the things that you want to accomplish and how you want them to look that day as you're accomplishing them. Don't go into it thinking, this is going to be terrible, but I wish it was this, because that's how I've been doing stuff and it hasn't worked. So you have to imagine every morning 2 areas where you want something to happen, and imagine them happening in a good way, good positive way, right? Okay, so after they told me all that, they said, I asked, will I see results immediately if I do this? And they said, if you look for them and don't get stuck in the story of the previous trajectory you were on. So if I can give up the idea that the way things have been is the way they're going to be, then I'll notice a change immediately. But I also remember Abraham Hicks talking about, the momentum has built up. So if you're not adept at shutting that off immediately, then, it may take just a little bit of time to get rolling and to get into this new routine and this new way of looking at things. Anyway, so I just wanted to share that because it was so, so helpful to me. I know it's hard to see your own stuff sometimes, and you just need somebody else to tell you what you're doing. And my guides are really good at telling me what I'm doing wrong. So there's that. I hope that helps you guys. And if there's anything you guys need help with, I can channel some advice for you. It doesn't have to be an hour-long channeling session. I've got 15-minute blocks also. And I changed my hours today because I'm doing virtual school with 2 of my kids, and it's gotten complex. So my hours are 2 nights a week and 1 weekend day now. So, but you don't have to be present for channeling. I do that on my own. You just submit your questions and I do that in the time you have allotted, and then I send you the information. Anyway, hope y'all are doing well, and I will be back with more at some other point. Much love. Bye.